This
So maybe
is going.
Hello and welcome to Inside Jacksonville, a production of the University of North Florida School of Communication and the CW17. I'm Sydney Batzloff. We're here each month with stories about life on the First Coast. Food insecurity is an ongoing issue in America. Inside Jacksonville's Janae Brown shows us how just one small act of kindness from a teacher and his students can provide millions of meals for many around the world.
Food insecurity is one of the biggest issues in America today. The Empty Bowls Project supports food-related charitable organizations around the world and has raised millions of dollars per year to help end hunger.
It was started by John Hartman, I want to say 30 years ago, when he and his students really started making some bowls to help raise awareness for hunger in their community. And so it really has carried out across the globe.
When John and his wife saw how much the concept of receiving an empty bowl touched people, the idea of the Empty Bowls Project was born. John scheduled the event the next year, and it quickly adapted into the local communities, and due to word of mouth, it eventually spread worldwide. UNF Ceramics has adopted the Empty Bowls Project tradition, and they host the event every year. The Empty Bowls Project started out as a small lump of clay and an idea. This cause not only gives back to its communities, but it gives the volunteers a sense of purpose.
It feels really good knowing that I'm giving back, especially doing it with something that I love. So it makes it extra enjoyable.
The bowls are usually sold for $20 to $25, and the money earned is given to a local food bank in your area. Whether you're advanced or just a beginner, people of all ages come together for one goal: to end hunger.
The ability to touch the lives and the hearts of people around the world. The development of community, it's priceless.
The Empty Bowls Project is just an example of how one small act of kindness can lead to transforming the lives of so many. Janae Brown, Inside Jacksonville.
Due to COVID-19, in-person Empty Bowl events have been limited and they have now all gone virtual. From the Florida Theater in downtown to Sunray Cinema in Five Points and beyond, there's plenty of historic theaters locally that have been saved and restored recently. Inside Jacksonville's Brandon Ludwig shows us one of the area's success stories.
the Jacksonville area has plenty of historic theaters. One local theater, however, has taken the next step on renovations to bring in new customers.
At one time, there was actually another theater built onto this theater. There were two cinemas here, and it was very popular back in the day.
The Clay Theater, located in downtown Green Cove Springs, is one of the most well-known buildings in Clay County. And yet, for the better part of the last decade, the building remained vacant until the Valancourt family purchased it and began the renovation process.
I started researching business plans for turning it into a movie grill or somewhere you could have dinner and a movie, and more of like a San Marco theater. But really, we would have to renovate so much, add a kitchen and do a lot of things to make it, to turn it into that. It just didn't seem very cost effective, and it would be really hard to attract people here to sell tickets.
Now, the historical venue, which originally opened in 1937, reopened after renovation in April of 2019. Since then, the venue has been host to weddings, parties, and even the occasional political campaign event.
Inside Jacksonville was able to get a tour of the newly renovated facility, which includes an event hall, a fully stocked groomsmen suite, a bridal suite on the second floor, and a courtyard to host guests for cocktail parties or outdoor events.
It's so charming, and once they're here, whether they're here taking a tour, they're getting married, coming to check out the venue, then they walk around and they see the spring and the park and visit the Spring Park Coffee or have lunch at Sweet Sensations, and they just fall in love with this little town. With
a new look and plenty of traffic, the revamped Clay Theater has become a centerpiece of the Green Cove Springs community.
Reporting live from Green Cove Springs, I'm Brandon Ludwig, and this is Inside Jacksonville.
Wow, it's really great to see a piece of local cinematic history being saved for future generations right here in Jacksonville. The Riverside Arts Market is open to the public every Saturday and is the perfect place to shop locally and meet new people, something we have all missed during quarantine. Inside Jacksonville's Molly Ann Seymour gives us a tour.
Every Saturday, the Riverside Arts Market is open to the Jacksonville community. Located under the Fuller Warren Bridge, the market hosts a variety of vendors offering products ranging from handmade jewelry to homegrown vegetables. The Riverside Arts Market offers the experience of buying locally and has built a sense of community, something that is highly valued at the market.
You are actually buying stuff from people that either make, bake, or grow the product. So, I mean, that's pretty incredible. And of course, the product knowledge that they have is absolutely wonderful. So that's some of the special things at RAM that, should never go away.
Despite the COVID-19 pandemic, the Jacksonville community is still showing up to support the Riverside Arts Market. As you can see behind me, business is booming, just with the addition of masks and social distancing. Joe with Glades Ridge Dairy has been selling at the Arts Market for over 6 years. His dairy business started in the early 90s and offers goat and cow dairy products, as well as meat that has been locally farmed.
I think probably this is the most successful market I have ever sold at. This is an excellent market. I'd recommend it highly to anyone who's interested either in purchasing or selling.
RAM to me looks a little different every day. It's not like we have the same artists there, week in, week out. We do have a majority that is a core, but we have folks that might do the market once or twice a month. And so the market does look a little different every week. And we do that so it doesn't get stale.
The Riverside Arts Market has given new small businesses a place to grow and interact with a larger market. Atia Designs, a small handmade polymer clay earring company, has thrived at the arts market despite the COVID-19 pandemic.
The business started in June, right in the middle of the pandemic. My wife was working full-time. It works full-time. But because she was working from home, she decided to do something. So it started as a hobby. She just wanted to make earrings. And then she started enjoying it. And then it became a business. To every single small business out there, come to the arts market because you get to meet people. You get to have followers on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or whatever it is that you use. But not just that, you get to hear from your community. You get to know what they want.
By buying locally and supporting small businesses, the Jacksonville community can provide a local economic impact that benefits the community as a whole.
If we could get, everybody to redirect $10 a week to buying local, it doesn't have to be at RAM, just buying local. That's $16 million that goes into the community, just that one-time shot every week. So people can make, an economic impact in the local community by supporting that.
Molly Ann Seymour, Inside Jacksonville.
The Riverside Arts Market is open every Saturday. To find out more about the market and how to get involved, please visit riversideavondale.org. Coming up, we'll show you the positive impact running can bring to your health. Also, after the break, we'll show you how one organization is using golf to drive home important life lessons. Stay with us, we'll be right back. Welcome back. Certified public accountant to running store owner is an interesting career transition. Inside Jacksonville's Leah Sorelli shares just such a journey and introduces us to the inspiration behind it.
For many people, running is a big part of their lives. For Doug, the owner and founder of First Place Sports, running changed his life.
I was a CPA, and I was, had an office job, desk job, and it wasn't my favorite thing to do. But it turns out one of the guys that, actually two of the guys I worked with were runners. I mean, they ran. I ran in high school, but they went and ran lunch every day. And then one day they came in and says, "Doug, there's going to be a thing called Gate River Run." It was called River Run, 15,000 back then. Coming up, and won't you run it with us? And I said, okay. And so I started running, and I did, and I liked it, and I was pretty good at it. So I decided to open up First Place Sports between the first and second river runs, and then kind of the rest is history. So
Doug no longer runs in the races, but rather directs them, because he still believes it's an important part of the community.
I think that running is really one of the best community events that we have, because there's so many positives with it.
Some runners are so dedicated to their sport, like the ones of PRS Running Club, that they'll come to tracks like these before the sun has even come up.
it's rough getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, but to get out here and get 8-10 miles in before the day starts, go to work and then go home and relax. You don't have to dread that going home and running after work, so I like to get it out of the way.
No matter what their goals may be, they're all running on the same track together.
The cheers, the support, everyone's very friendly and kind to encourage us as we're running.
I'm a homicide detective, so I have to stay focused, and sometimes I need an outlet, especially from my work. And you live here in Jacksonville, so you watch the news every day, and all that stuff's up in my head. So I think running is just a big outlet for me. That's my motivation.
I would love to encourage everyone to just get outside, to move, to stay active. No pace is, too fast or too slow. Not to be intimidated by others, just to get out there and move. It's the best thing for your body to stay healthy.
I think that running is great in life because it's basically setting goals and trying to achieve them. And that's what life's all about when you go out in the workforce and things like that. You go to college, you try to set a goal, you try to accomplish it. So it prepares you to be able to do that. And then when you do, you're successful at it, then you carry that over into the rest of your life. And I think that's what's, is the lesson that I learned from running is that, it gives you a lot of confidence. And once you're successful, then you can carry that over into other aspects of your life.
Leah Sorelli for Inside Jacksonville.
Running can be for anyone at any time, and like Doug says, can bring you confidence, which can help you in all parts of your life. A couple of years ago, the First Coast floral scene added a new twist to ordinary arrangements. Inside Jacksonville's Cassidy Goldman gives us a closer look.
The Jacksonville Flower Market was opened in November of 2018 by Shelley Hagan.
I've been in the industry for over 20 years. When I came to Florida to relax and retire a little bit, I noticed there was a void here.
Hagan wanted to provide Jacksonville with a place where customers could walk into the cooler to touch, smell, and feel the flowers to get excited about them again.
We give you buckets so you can actually grab and you put in your own flowers in your own bucket.
One unique thing about the Jacksonville Flower Market is that they have wholesale pricing for the public and they sell by the stem or by the bunch. The flower market offers a wide selection of flowers, and if there are any specific flowers a customer wants, they're able to place an order ahead of time.
The Jacksonville Flower Market offers a unique customer experience where they get to choose their own flowers, but they also have friendly customer service that offer other services.
We have our website, Flowers of Jacksonville, which is our delivery part of it, and they have all the arrangements on there that are priced, and you can see them completely already made.
They offer a number of services for anything and everything to do with flowers, including funerals, weddings, and events. They also offer full deliveries and DIY weddings where brides can attend classes and pick their own arrangements.
We've done bridal classes as well, so if they want to make their own bridal bouquets the day before, we've done that as a group.
Hagan said that while roses are still the most popular flower, sunflowers are also a customer favorite. Be sure to visit their location on Beach Boulevard or their website, flowersofjacksonville.com. I'm Cassidy Goldman, Inside Jacksonville.
This could be the perfect touch for your home during the holiday season or anytime. The First Tee is a national organization providing life lessons to kids through the game of golf. Inside Jacksonville's Mindy Herrick tees it up for a closer look at the local impact the organization is making.
The First Tee of North Florida is a national organization that provides local children with a variety of golf programs. They have 9 core values that the students are taught to follow and use in their daily lives.
Well, we have honesty is the biggest one, I think, for me. And that goes on from when they're a child to making decisions, to when they become a teenager and an adult. We have integrity, we have perseverance, we have sportsmanship, we have confidence and courtesy. And all of those, lend into how you are going to be and how you're going to react to situations as you grow up.
The children are offered 40 to 45 classes a week, which are taught on and off the golf course.
As they can start with the First Tee as long as they're 5 years old. That's in our target level program. And then we have participants in the program all the way up through 17, 18 years old. Really, as long as they're attending either elementary, middle, or high school, they can participate in the program.
The nonprofit organization is funded locally, despite being a national program.
We rely heavily on the folks that live in our service area. Those could be individual donors, those could be board members, but we have a lot of support from small businesses as well as big business in our service area that supports us.
The first tee doesn't just tee it up, they also teach kids valuable life lessons that they use outside of the game of golf.
I know how to make my own goals, like if I'm here, where do I want to be in the next 3 months or 6 months or a year from now, and what steps I need to take to get there. I love the family aspect of the first tee. I can, if I need help with like, I don't know, something about college or school related or just to talk to someone, I definitely have a lot of coaches I can do that with.
The impact of the first tee goes much further than just with the students. The family dynamic resonates with the kids so much that it impacts their life at home.
I recommend this program on a daily basis to everyone, whether your child plays golf or not. It's not just for a child who plays golf. It's for the child to learn and to be able to have confidence in themselves to make those decisions. And like I've always said, with the parents, it's wonderful when the parents come to the classes, because sometimes as you become an adult, you lose track of what those core values are. And when the parents are involved with their children, it helps them remember and helps them guide their kids through their daily lives.
Mindy Herrick, Inside Jacksonville.
For more information on the First Coast chapter of the First Tee, visit firstteenorthflorida.org. Coming up, we'll take a trip back in time and visit the oldest saloon in Florida. Also, we'll see how an animal rescue farm is making a difference and the people making it happen. Welcome back to Inside Jacksonville. Fernandina Beach is rich in history, and much of it remains a vibrant part of its community experience. Inside Jacksonville's Zane Beverly takes us to one such treasure, still serving conversation and cheer.
The essence of Fernandina Beach can be summed up in one sentence. The mayor of Fernandina tends the bar at the oldest saloon in Florida. His name is Johnny Miller, and he's been the mayor of Fernandina for the past 7 years.
Well, you smile. See?
And he's been tending the bar even longer.
Yeah, so I started bartending here about 12 years ago. Retired from the Navy. I was a police officer in Mayport, living here on the island, and became friends with the manager at the time, a guy named Alan Hutman. I get to know the guy. He offered me a job working security here, moonlighting. As I worked security, I learned to bar back, and then Rob Jewell, who's worked here forever, taught me to be a bartender, and I picked up some shifts. So I started here, and this is all I do now. Well, and the other thing too, but
that little thing being the mayor of Fernandina Beach, a town with a lot of history, a history that needs to be protected by its mayor.
We take it very seriously. People like to come back to something that they remember. When people walk in here and they go, man, it looks exactly the way it did when I was a kid, that's a great thing, right?
Being mayor comes with a lot of responsibilities, but here at the Palace, Johnny Miller has fun with it.
People will walk in, they go, hey, I heard the mayor works there. I'm like, yeah, he does. And that guy, he's no good, man. He's a bad guy. And they go, really? And then the customer will say, that's actually, him.
Mayor Miller, the bartender, may be a fun story for the Palace Saloon, but it's just one of many. Being the oldest bar in Florida, it's got a lot of history behind it.
Before it was a bar, it was a haberdashery, or a gentleman's clothing store. It opened up in 1878.
The Sears and Roebuck catalog started coming out and put those places out of business. Well, there's a local brewer and distiller named Louis G. Hirth, and Hirth came from Germany with Adolphus Busch.
Adolphus Busch of Anheuser-Busch fame. And while Busch went off to St. Louis to found his famous company,
Hirth stayed here.
Fernandina is a natural deepwater port and henceforth saw a lot of sailors in its time. And sailors need bars. Hirth saw a market not for the sailors themselves, but for the captains, the gentry of the sailing world. So in 1903, he bought the old haberdashery and turned it into the Palace. The bar was doing well until Prohibition came.
That really dark 13 years that we don't like to think about anymore, he turned it into an ice creamery. He sold gasoline, kerosene, hardware, anything you could do to stay open.
Outside of Prohibition, the Palace became a go-to for socialites like the Carnegies and Rockefellers. And it was even the first bar to serve Coca-Cola.
There's a really good chance that this was the very first bar in the United States where a rum and Coke was served, that anybody mixed anything with Coke.
More recently, in 1999, a fire threatened the Palace itself. Local firefighters volunteered to risk their lives to go in to fight the fire instead of fighting it from outside and ruining the Palace. To many, the Palace is a cornerstone of Fernandina Beach. And to Mayor Miller, well, it's where he's going to be even after he's just Mr. Miller again.
No, it's been a fun ride, man. I toured him out this year, and I'm just going to go back and be a bartender. I don't have any further aspirations, you know.
Zane Beverly, Inside Jacksonville.
The Palace Saloon is just one piece of the history being preserved in Fernandina Beach. For more information, check out ameliamuseum.org. Finally, we take you on a trip to a unique farm. As Inside Jacksonville City Friar explains, Celestial Farms is a rescue and education center making a difference on the north side.
Animals are pretty amazing. They can lift our spirits and become lifelong companions, but they come with a lot of work. Sometimes people take on farm animals, like pigs and goats, without understanding the work involved. That's where Veronica Pacito and the team at Celestial Farms come in.
We are a farm animal rescue, meaning animals come from all different backgrounds. Sometimes the animals come from law enforcement, even Florida Fish and Wildlife, different situations like that, where they can't be released back into the wild or we need to rehabilitate them.
The farm is now the permanent home for several such animals. Some live with reminders of the trauma they left behind, but it doesn't seem to dull their spirits. Celestial Farms prides itself on its inclusivity, offering safe space for all kinds of people and animals to learn, grow, and become more self-reliant.
We have people coming with all different kinds of abilities and all different backgrounds. When you have a child that has disabilities and then they see our three-legged goats or any of other animals that have disabilities, they're like, oh, well, it's okay. This animal is happy and getting along fine, and so can I.
Animals like Dakota get rehabilitated and receive therapy here, but the animals are not the only ones receiving therapy. Humans of all ages benefit from interacting with the animals at Celestial Farms.
When we help give therapy to the animals so they're more friendly and help them with the trauma they had before they came here, because we're a rescue farm, it really helps me and it helps everyone else. And especially me, when I see people get happy, people will come here when they're mad or something with their family, and you can tell they're grumpy or something. And then when they come back to buy more stuff after they walked around the farm, they start talking about how much fun they had.
If you have a farm animal that needs a new home, or if you're just looking for some wholesome, COVID-safe family fun, Celestial Farms is the place for you. Come and explore the 8-acre farm, feed the animals, do some camping, or attend a class. Whatever you like, there is a little something for everyone. City Friar, Inside Jacksonville.
Celestial Farms is the place where everyone, no matter the age or ability, is welcome to come heal, learn, and grow. Well, that's a wrap for this edition of Inside Jacksonville. If you missed anything from today's program, just visit our website, unftv.com, and look under the Digital Journalism tab, where you'll find expanded versions of our stories, photos, interviews, and other extras. Again, that's unftv.com. You can also find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at Inside Jacks UNF. From all of us here at Inside Jacksonville, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next month right here on the CW 17.